Good afternoon, baseball fans, and welcome to another episode of Sports Talk with Rags here in season 3, episode 37. And today, here we are joined here by Western Branch baseball alum and Roanoke College alum Connor Butler. CB, how you doing this afternoon?
We're doing good, Rags. Thanks for having me on here.
Oh, sure, no problem. I definitely appreciate your time. So let's start at the beginning here. I know that my brother and I were able to have you on our fall ball coach pitch team back in the day, but just tell the listeners out there about you playing baseball as you were growing up.
Yeah, so I started at a young age. We're a big baseball family. My dad played in high school, played in college, and eventually played in the pros. Moved up to Double A. So me and my brother have always been around it. And then my brother got into it. I went and watched all of his games. I'd be in the stands hitting a wiffle ball with a wiffle ball bat.
Right.
So I've always been around that and started my career off at Western Branch T-ball, moved my way up to Pinto, and then after that, played for the Tidewater Drillers.
Yeah, yeah, and there with drillers, I mean, as you mentioned, there with your older brother and Kyle was a driller. So then with you coming up through the driller organization, I mean, you guys were not only playing in local tournaments, but also, going to Myrtle Beach, going to eventually at 12 years old with the Cooperstown tournament.
Yeah, that's right. And I just kind of followed in my brother's footsteps. I followed him to Stony Run, like you
Yeah.
said, Myrtle Beach. And then eventually I did the same thing, and our dad coached us for that team.
Right. And the other thing is, even though that was from 9 to 12 years old, I mean, definitely, playing at Stony Run, playing at Petersburg, there at the Richmond Petersburg Sports Complex, and then Myrtle Beach, and of course, Cooperstown, definitely played some tough competition as you got into, JV baseball right around the corner.
Yeah, we've been challenged since we were young. Our dad put us in tournaments where we would play up. We played in the best tournaments around. We travel, so it definitely led us up to have a successful baseball career and eventually move on to high school.
Right. And then, you know, I know that I moved here in 87, and it's always there in the Western Branch area for school. Definitely Bruins baseball definitely has been a strong suit. And there, when you were 13, 14, I mean, you and your teammates did did come back to the rec league there during pony baseball, but it was definitely the teammates that you were eventually going to be high school teammates there with JV and into varsity.
Yeah, that's right. I played 2 years of pony baseball. We played all stars, and that was a lot of fun. Kind of relaxing and getting to know the teammates that you're going to play with in high school, and not be so into it as much. But yeah, that was a good time.
Right. Yes. And I know, definitely there, JV. You made it as an eighth grader and playing for Coach Poteet. And with him being a Western Branch alum, and watching Kyle play when he played on varsity, so you definitely knew the tradition here with Bruin baseball as you were, playing JV there your eighth grade year.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I watched my brother have to do the morning practices that we do, and stay late, hit after, hit before practice. So I kind of knew the culture going into it, which helped me succeed in high school.
Right. Yes, and there when you were a freshman, I know with playing JV, but definitely Coach Wright. definitely had quite a few JV players practice with the varsity here to get you guys ready there in 2016 when you made it, your sophomore year varsity baseball starting second baseman.
Yeah, I believe the end of my freshman year, he'd have a few of us practice with varsity and get to know the guys because that's where we were going next year, which helped a lot and kind of a different speed of practice. So it was good for us.
Yes, and there when you were going into your sophomore year, I mean, we lost the tough one there in regional semifinals. There to a Northern Virginia team. But losing a tough game definitely set the table there for the 2017 season.
Yeah, um, I believe every year that I was there, we had the skill
Right.
and the players to make it that far. But we had a few young guys, and including myself, my sophomore year, and it's a pretty big jump from JV to varsity. So I was just kind of getting used to it and learning from the seniors that were there. They were great teammates and taught me how to be a leader in the next few years.
Yes, and then also there after your sophomore year, I mean, what was summer baseball or the fall season here to get you get you ready for that junior season? I mean, now with completing your sophomore year after that 2016, then it's pretty much the showcase circuit there of baseball.
Yeah, so I played for the Chesapeake Rays as well as the Tidewater Orioles. The Chesapeake Rays was under Don Salata, great coach, great group of guys. Tidewater Orioles under Lee Banks. We traveled to Georgia. We traveled all around. So, and using a wood bat, that kind of helped me push over that edge and get ready for the next year of varsity baseball.
Right. Yes. And I know 2016, your sophomore year, got to go to Florida for spring break. But I remember Coach Wright, telling me that in 2017, he's like Rags, South Florida has the same spring break as we do, so we're gonna find another place. And there with the Charleston area, that you guys played. Yeah, yeah, it's South Carolina, but definitely great competition there spring break. So then when you guys got back and hit the ground running there for the second half part of the season, that junior year 2017, what a great run the team was on.
Yeah, I think spring break was important when we were there. It kind of bonded us as a team, and Coach Wright did a great job of finding the competition that we played and really challenged ourselves. And I feel like we got better each year after our spring break trips.
Right. Yes. And you know, nothing like that. When we still had the conference tournament there with the Monitor Merrimack, and rain held off, so we still got through the conference tournament, but I remembered. There against Woodside. I thought Jay Pato pitched his last game as a Bruin, but the great phrase of Coach Wright, 21 outs, and just keep playing hard. And you guys, battled and battled there through the conference tournament, and it was back to the regionals with going up to Woodbridge.
That's right. And I believe that we came back a few games late in the game. And that just kind of goes back to Coach Wright coaching and staying fundamental. It's not always about hitting home runs and doubles and throwing strikeouts, but I think we laid down about 4 bunts and made them work, make them make plays, and everything ended up turning our way, and we were able to pull out of that. Yep.
Right. Yes. And I definitely, for the listeners out there that aren't really, used to how the VHSL does the playoffs now, I mean, a lot of Group 6 schools are there in Northern Virginia, even further past Woodbridge. But here it was, regional semifinal, went up to Woodbridge, the bottom, the bottom drops out, so we ended up having to come back home. But then, you guys, that 2017 team, I mean, you guys definitely gelled as a team, that even though you guys had to hop back on the bus and go back to Woodbridge when that rain out, I think it was made up just the next day. I mean, you guys winning to play Cox in the regional final, and how the VHSL does the 8-team state tournament. We get into the regional final. We're definitely going to states.
Yeah, it was definitely tough trying to come back on the bus and make that trip again, but we loved it. We loved the adversity, and we loved spending time with each other. So we were a tight group of guys, and it helped us out very well.
Yes, yes. And even though let's see, even though we lost the regional final, I mean, we knew that we were going back to states, and with going back to Robinson, where 2014 you were there as a fan, but now 2015 the Bruins went back there, lost in the state semis. But there, when you as a player, there in 2017, goes back to Robinson, plays Oakton. You had a nice RBI base hit, and Jay Pato with having a home run for insurance, and pitching a gem here to beat Oakton, and the state championship game was all 757 there in Northern Virginia, the rematch against Cox.
Yep. Jay Pato definitely won us that game against in the semifinals. He pitched a great game and topped it off with a home run. But yeah, we got redemption against Cox. We lost to them in the regionals, but we won the one that we wanted to win.
Right. Right. And the interesting thing is, in sports, yes, you might lose to an opponent in the regular season, or in a earlier tournament in the finals where you qualify for the next round, but definitely there, June 10th, 2017, you know, back at Robinson High School, and back where Western Branch could hoist a state title, and the pylon there at the mound, as you guys even came back there against Cox in the state championship game.
We did. We were down. Everybody was down, but I think Rufus Hurdle led us off with a walk and pumped up the dugout. And from then on, we just passed the chain and ended up scoring enough to win. I think by 2, right?
Right,
Yeah,
right, yes,
we were down by 4.
right, and I think, to my knowledge, I think that's the first time that there for Group 6, that an all 757 state title, and nothing like getting a rematch against Cox, and so there, 2014, 2017, Robinson High School, Western Branch Bruins, state champions. So, but and then after that junior year, yes, we did lose some seniors, but the nucleus of that 2017 was in your class, and 2018 with some younger guys coming up from JV, and Antonio being the ace on the mound, Reed Long, Roberto, and then you and Epley and Ethan there for catcher, second base, or catcher and shortstop as you move to shortstop there your senior year in Epley. They're up the middle. You guys continue to have success there in 2018 and back to the state tournament.
Yeah, we had a lot of seniors step up, including Buddy, Timmy Cassidy, and then you have returners like Ethan and Epley and myself. Then we had a lot of young guys, like you said, step up. Kyle Carlson, a third, Micah Brown. So we got together and we really gelled that year as well. Even though we did lose a lot of seniors, and a lot of guys stepped up.
Right. Yes. Yeah. And and then to my knowledge, I think your senior class, was is the only class here to not only go back to back state championship. I know a state championship game. I know that they're in the state championship game. Didn't go our way, but definitely to be, the last game of the season. Maybe it shouldn't have played at Robinson again, because there in 2018 it was there at a school there in the Richmond area for both the state semis that we won on a walk off, and then to come back and play in the state title game against West Springfield.
Yeah, it was definitely a good experience my senior year to at least make it to the finals. Yeah, like you said, Micah Brown hit that walk off. I can't remember who we played in the semis, but yeah, great group of guys, and a great way to finish my senior year.
Yes, and then after high school, I mean, then being part of the Roanoke College program there in the ODAC, definitely they're playing your home games there at the Salem Red Sox Stadium. Definitely a great area there in our state. They're playing your home games there in Roanoke, Salem area, and being part of Maroon baseball.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the reasons why I went there. Other than the coach, Coach Mack, but it's great to use their facilities, and we even get to meet some of the Salem Red Sox guys, and talk to them and talk baseball. So it's a great experience.
Yes, and junior year, didn't didn't go the way you guys liked it. Finished the season as a six seed, but hitting 356, having 64 hits, 11 doubles, 5 homers, 34 RBIs, and like in high school, you guys lost to Cox in the regional championship game, but got the rematch, in the state title game. Here, your junior year, you lost to Randolph-Macon in the regular season, but here in the ODAC tournament, first round, with being a six seed, you guys go back to Ashland to play Randolph-Macon in a 2 out of 3, and now it's win or go home.
Yeah, really, the name of our game at Roanoke the past 2 years is it's kind of started off slow, and then we'll get hot and play up to the games that we need to. And yeah, that was a big sweep, being the sixth seed against Randolph Macon, and knocked them out of getting a bid that year. So, but yeah, we lost to Shenandoah twice in the tournament. They were a great team, but just to make it to the tournament and go to the finals was a great experience for me.
Right. And, at the end of the regular season, there for all the listeners out there, the ODAC takes the top 8 seeds, with the top four seeds being the home team. And, so you guys with being the 6th seed, you guys beat the 3 seed and then go to that neutral site down in North Carolina for the Final Four, and and they reseed you, but starting off there against Lynchburg, you guys, start off like gangbusters. So, game one, you you start off in the winners bracket with that win. Lost a tough one to Shenandoah, but definitely to beat Lynchburg again, send them home, and go back to a rematch of Shenandoah to be one of the last 2 teams standing there for the ODAC your junior year.
Yeah, like you mentioned, we got reseeded as the 4 seed, but once you make it to that Final Four, anything can happen. It's baseball. So it was nice to knock out Lynchburg, and they still got a bid that year. But yeah, Shenandoah definitely had our number while I was
Right.
at Roanoke.
Yeah, and in high school you play the showcase circuit there in the summer, but there in college, kind of like the summer to stay sharp on your hitting, fielding, staying in baseball shape. You got the opportunity to go not too far, just out 460 West there to Colonial Heights and be part of the Tri-Cities Chili Peppers there last summer, part of the Coastal Plains League.
Yeah, and that was a great experience. I didn't really know what to expect, but I got put with great host parents, great coaches, great teammates. The fans were really involved. We signed autographs, and most importantly, it was really good competition. So it helped me get better and lead into my senior year at Roanoke.
Yes, and here your senior year, to have 57 hits, 324, 18 324 was your average, 18 doubles, 9 home runs, 51 RBIs, and here you guys are back at the end of the regular season. Well, actually, let's start there with senior day here to sweep Randolph Macon, get the get the tiebreaker over them to be the 3 seed and host Washington and Lee there in the first round of your senior year ODAC tournament there at Roanoke.
That's right. Yeah, the senior day against Macon, I think they were ranked number 10. We were both playing for the 3 and 4 seed, which meant a lot because all the teams in the ODAC are very well, and the lower you go in the seedings, the better the teams are you're going to play. So that was a huge sweep for us, especially going into the tournament and then being able to sweep W&L and go straight to the Final Four was awesome.
Right, yes. And then there with the Final Four again, being, the ODAC is tough competition, but the Final Four Virginia teams. So this year the neutral site was University of Richmond there with Spider Baseball being the neutral site host for the ODAC Final Four.
Yeah, great field. Um, they had great facilities. We got to hit inside the cage, and great competition. It was a great tournament overall.
Right. Yes. Yeah. And we don't want to talk about the first game because it was that team in Winchester, but Shenandoah. But definitely, you guys didn't hang your heads. You guys came back. The next morning to eliminate Randolph Macon and have another game there against Shenandoah.
Yeah, that's right. And even though we swept Randolph Macon, they were still ranked in the top 25 in the nation. So we knew we couldn't take them lightly, and it was their season on the line as well as ours. So we were able to come back in that elimination game and put up some good numbers and make it to the second game of that day. Even though it didn't work out that way, it was still a good day overall for both games.
Yes, and you're not only to go Roanoke here to play college ball, but to your double play teammate there, Johnny Wall here is from our area, as well as Aiden, there that was on the mound. But you and Johnny here definitely with double plays. I mean, I know that I said your offensive stats, but you guys were definitely solid in the field as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss rolling double plays with him. I think we led the nation in double plays as a team, and that goes with Johnny as well as Mason Staz and Owen Lawn and our pitchers. Pitching well with the runner on first and being quick to the plate. But yeah, everybody on that team was very solid. They have great futures ahead of them, and I wish them best of luck.
Yes, and not only with your 22-23 season at the plate and in the field, but being recognized by the ODAC coaches there to be first team, and then also to make the all tournament team. Definitely a great career there at part of Maroon baseball.
Yeah, the awards were just the cherry on the top. I wasn't expecting that at all. I wasn't trying to be selfish for that reason at all, but it was nice to have that, and I believe it's the most first team that we've had at Roanoke in its career, as well as having two on the second team for all ODAC. So overall, great job by our team, great job by Zach, Coach Ulrich, and they got a bright future ahead of them. Roanoke's going up.
Right. Yeah. Yes. Because Zach here, with being a student athlete during the pandemic, I mean, Zach Zach got the job here while you guys were at home during the winter break. I mean, so there your second season there at Roanoke. I mean, Zach is pretty much knowing the team here as the season was just a few weeks away.
That's right. It was his first head coach job. He got it pretty late, and he did the best he could. I mean,
Right.
it's tough when you come in and you don't know anybody, and you got to make a lineup and put them in positions. But um, he's done a very well job, and he's gotten better, and they're going to keep doing good. They're going to keep getting better.
Yes, and this past season, I mean, to have a Roanoke alum there from the 2017 team that went to the World Series as an assistant coach. I mean, having Guida there, part of the coaching staff, not too far removed from being a student athlete, part of Maroon baseball, but that most certainly helped there here with this year.
For sure. I mean, he already knew the culture at Roanoke. He was All American at Roanoke. He played independent baseball, so he knows his baseball. And he meshed well with all the guys. He's not much older than me, so we became good friends. And he's doing very well at that position.
Right. Yes. Yes. And the one thing about student athletes in college there during the pandemic, you know, get an extra year. So, what are you gonna do now? Are you going after your masters? And if you are, where have you found a spot to continue with your collegiate baseball career?
So I am going to pursue my graduate degree. I'm going to get my MBA and continue my baseball career at Radford University.
All right. Well, hey, that's awesome here to now be part of Big South baseball, and just a little further there on Interstate 81 or 460 West.
That's right. I'm familiar with the area already. My
Right.
brother went there. I've been there for many games. It's going to be a good time. Good time. It's going to challenge me, be a harder competition, but I'm excited.
Yes, yes, and also just here this past week, for since you're continuing on, there with your masters and being part of Highlander baseball, what's this summer here for you?
I'm going to be up in Culpeper, Virginia, playing in the Valley League for the Culpeper Cavaliers. It's their first year, but it's a good league, and I'm excited. It's going to be
Yes.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that's, it's kind of like, last year there, Tri City Chili Peppers, they were only 2 or 3 years, but, getting the experience there, Coastal Plains League, and here with the Valley League, here being, towns there across the Commonwealth of Virginia. And I just saw that, this is Culpeper's first season. So I know that my brother played for the Winchester Royals there in the early 90s, even before the Coastal Plains League. So Valley League baseball definitely well respected and a good tradition.
For sure. For sure. I'm
So,
excited.
well, hey, Connor, sorry we went over, but thanks again for your time. Appreciate you coming on.
No, thank you, Rags, and I appreciate you.
Sure, no
Yes, sir.
problem. And so, all right. Well, hey, Bruin fans, Maroon fans, Connor Butler, and be ready, Radford, here with another Butler there coming for Highlander baseball. So, CB, thanks again. And Elizabeth and I were ready to continue rooting you on. So, talk to you later, man.
Yep. Thank you,
Okay.
Rags.
All right. Thanks.